1. Bow! What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad Arms, a.k.a. Ho, ho, ho,
Oh, man, that was on time right there. Yep. Hello, everybody. It's Tony, a.k.a. Friday the 14th. Jingle bell rock. Jingle around the clock. I had to spice it up a little bit since you came in with the ho-ho-hos.
You put a little salt in there.
Yeah, okay.
Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm Hot Mike Chance.
We're in the Christmas spirit today.
And
we have...
Yo.
The Viz.
The Viz. I'm back.
Back, man.
Boom. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, dude.
Merry Christmas. Happy
4 days
Chrysler.
early. Yeah. Happy what?
Happy Chrysler. Have you
Happy
not seen...
Burt Chrysler?
No, not...
Oh.
Have you not seen that video on TikTok with the girl, like, I think she's in New York, and she's like, Merry Christmas. Happy Chrysler. She's just totally saying the wrong things. It's pretty funny.
Okay, I'll check it out.
It went viral.
We'll do that TikTok challenge or whatever.
There it is.
Said. Shout out to Christmas, man. Shout out to it being a season. Shout out to it being the holidays. And shout out to y'all for tuning in, man. Over the top. We're going to talk Christmas movies today, guys.
Episode 41.
41. Shout out to Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah.
Very solid player in the NBA. Also, number 41, solid fullback out of San Diego, Lorenzo Neal, who also
yes,
went to the
former
Tennessee
Titan and San Diego Charger.
Shout out Keith Byers from the Eagles. All right, let's move it on.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah, man. This has been one we've been excited about. We've just been waiting for Christmas to get here.
Best time of the year.
Yeah, I love it.
Sure.
But isn't it the most exhausting time of the year?
It is very exhausting.
But it's good exhausting.
Yeah. A lot of fun memories created around this time of year.
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure. It's
and
a
lot of headaches.
The hustle and bustle is fun.
Yeah.
Now, I know we've discussed this before. I know I am, and Jordan is as well. The weekend after Halloween, the Christmas tree goes up.
Yeah.
When did y'all have yours up?
Usually...
you're an after Thanksgiving person, correct?
Yep. Usually it's the weekend after Thanksgiving, but this year it was a couple of weeks after Thanksgiving because we were out of town.
There you go.
Was that like a week ago?
Yeah, pretty much. It goes up and comes down.
Boom.
Me and Mel were sick like the whole week after Thanksgiving. And then we just getting it together. But
dude, her ornament game is strong on her tree, dude. I saw that video. Dude. I'm a big. That's one thing that we do in our family. Is everybody gets an ornament every year, and that's like one of the most exciting gifts that I get every year is what kind of ornament is going to go on the tree. And her ornament game is silly strong right there.
Yeah, and she this is the first Christmas that neither one of her kids that neither one of the kids have been living in the house, right? Because they're in college. So it's kind of different. She almost got a different color. She wanted to get like the all white Christmas trees.
Oh yeah, see.
But she didn't. She said maybe next year. But yeah, shout out to Christmas ornaments.
Yeah, my grandparents when they lived here in town, the living room was like we call it. It was referred to as the white room. There was a white couch in there.
Yeah.
You could not go in there. Is pretty much what it was. And my grandma had a white Christmas tree in there, and it was. And I remember she had one of those, the porcelain trees with the lights on them. She had a white one of those with blue birds on it and stuff.
Shout out to bluebirds. What about you, man? You said y'all right after day after Halloween.
Yeah, we have 2 trees. We put those up immediately. Yeah. And then I do the outside stuff at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're on it. Like Thanksgiving, I mean, it's just a meal.
Yeah.
The rest of the month, like. I'd rather have 2 months of Christmas than 1 month.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So
exactly. Now, since we have a little bit of time right here, do y'all want to? What was one of your favorite? I know y'all discussed it in one of y'all. No, y'all discussed it in a live stream, you and Mel. But is there any gifts that stick out to y'all as a kid, or anything, or any memories from Christmas that stick out to y'all? I remember the 1990 year, of course, was a huge Ninja Turtle year for me.
Me too.
I remember getting the sewer system, the blimp. I remember running out and seeing everything Ninja Turtles there and absolutely freaking out.
Yeah.
I remember for me, which I spoke about in our live, but the year that me and my brother got a PS1.
Yes.
I can't remember because it was basically ours because I got games, he got games. You know what I'm saying?
That's how me and my brother were too. We shared a system.
That year, and I can't remember if it was the same year, but I remember that same year or the year before that, I got a Barry Sanders jersey. Yes. He was like my favorite player. He still is. He's my all-time favorite football player. And I remember getting that jersey because I only had 2 jerseys. I had that one and Brett Favre, right?
Yeah.
But I remember those 2 gifts for sure. And then just like I was saying too, like just the camping out in the room on the pallets at night at my nanny's.
Yeah.
Trying to go to sleep, but you're so hype you can't, Yeah. They'd have Christmas music playing on like the CD player or whatever.
So awesome, man.
Yeah.
Just a magical time.
Yep.
Yeah, magical.
Yeah. What about you, gift wise?
1989.
Yeah.
Batman stuff. Yeah.
that was the ultimate
Yeah.
for me.
Mm-hmm.
But Turtles was big.
Yeah.
I remember when like the Hook movie came out.
Oh, yeah.
It had toys and stuff. That was a big year.
Yeah.
But 89 was my favorite.
Yeah.
I also got a PlayStation 1 for Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
but my poor mother didn't get the PlayStation. She got a controller that looked like the PlayStation, so I opened it up on Christmas Day. No PlayStation on Christmas Day. Had to wait. I had to wait until the next day to take the remote control back and get the PlayStation. I'll send you a picture of what that looks like.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. It was a control.
Yeah, it was a big controller, like one of those. It's kind of like an arcade style
Oh,
controller.
like a joystick.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep. And then
Like a Street Fighter 2 thing.
yeah, and then also y'all are a couple of years older than me,
Mm-hmm.
so I got My Pal 2 one year.
Pal.
Anyone remember that?
No, I don't.
It was like
We'll put
a little
picture on the screen.
Yeah, it was like a
find
little
one.
robot friend you could play games with.
I
I was the
remember
only child, so
I remember I remember my brother
robots
got
and
a
stuff.
Furby one year for
Played with robots and stuff. That's the name of the album, Robots and Stuff.
But yeah, that and then of course the average like Turtles, stuff like that.
Now, was y'all's Santa presents wrapped or unwrapped as a kid?
Unwrapped.
Unwrapped.
See, now with our family, Santa's gifts are wrapped in different wrapping paper.
Yeah.
With us now, that's what I learned when me and Melissa got together. That's the way they did it. Was Santa gifts were in different wrapping paper.
Gotcha.
But me growing up, all the Santa stuff was always unwrapped.
Yeah, Bethany.
Same here.
Bethany's were wrapped.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm totally against it though.
It
It just doesn't feel
I
right.
like yeah.
Now, do y'all do like the?
Everything's open.
Oh,
Like,
okay. Yeah.
Like, and the big things are put together.
Yeah.
It's like a presentation.
Oh
With
yeah.
the Santa stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and two, like that's how it was. So for probably 6 years, six Christmas in a row. Like my whole young adolescence, we would stay the night at my nanny and papa's house. So the unwrapped Santa gifts would be under the tree, and then all the stuff my mom and dad got us was under the tree, and then all the stuff my nanny and papa got. So like we had one, and then we had another one that we went to with like aunts and uncles, like Christmas Eve or something.
Yeah.
But I just remember like her entire kitchen. It was about as big as this.
Just
space
full.
that it was like just an explosion of gifts, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, how did Santa bring all this?
That's kind of how ours is right now with the kids.
Yeah,
You buy
for
so
sure.
much stuff for little kids
Yeah.
because everything's cheap. So they get
Yeah.
like 20 gifts.
Yeah.
You know,
I tell you, the thing, a game changer with P was when she was young was the Nordic tracker online and
Yep.
everything where you could track where Santa was.
oh yeah, the kids have done that.
That's dope.
Holy shit!
You better get to bed or Santa's
Now there's
gonna-
there's a phone line you can
Yeah.
call
Yeah.
and you talk to somebody and they'll give you updates on like what's going on.
Yeah,
That's
You
It's like a
use it-
normal human chick that you talk to.
Yeah.
yeah.
like,
The Santa
that's her
tracker
job.
was always good to use. It's like, hey, you better get your ass in bed.
You'd be
Is it-
good at
but-
that job.
I'd be great.
Dude, you should be a Santa at some point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
Give
even
another
really have
like
to have the
15,
wig.
20 years.
Chatty Claus.
Dude, Chatty Claus.
Chatty Claus. Here he comes.
That's what I am. Ho ho ho. Dude,
Good
that
stuff.
would be great. I know one more thing before I get.
No, go with it.
A funny ass Christmas moment. It didn't happen to me per se, but it happened to my dad. So one Christmas morning, I think it was like '96. I remember because we had it videotaped. My Uncle Phil, which is my mom's brother, got my dad a gift, and it was like this really dope ass like pen. Because back then you could get those fancy ink pens at the department stores, and they were like super
Oh, yeah.
fancy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Came in a big case. So he gives my dad the gift, and it's the pen. It's this pen box, and my dad's like all excited to open it. And he opens it, and there's no fucking pen in it. The people that sold the pen to my uncle didn't put the pen in it, and so he's looking at my uncle, and he's like,
Is this a game?
thinking it's a joke, and he's like, "You like it?" He's like, There's nothing in here. Dude, it was so funny.
Your uncle was probably so hyped to give that to you.
Oh, he was, and he was so. And of course, he had to go take it back and get it to him the next.
I had a gift wrap there at Castner Knot and everything.
Castner Knot. That's probably what it was, dude.
God, shout out to Castner Knot.
Shout out to CK, dude.
Oh man, Castner Knot and the old Sears
Circuit City.
Yeah, the old Sears catalog. I remember my grandma would get the Sears catalog in the wish book. Yeah. It's just. Now, granted, I didn't get a lot of stuff, but it was still fun as hell to go through everything in circle.
We have one of Amazon and Target. Like, we have those at home.
Yeah.
I remember in those Sears catalogs you were talking about, thing that always stuck out to me item-wise, do you remember the Hot Shots basketball thing?
Oh, yeah.
Where the little balls, and then they had the electric one?
Yes.
It would, keep up with your score. Dude, I looked at that thing and had that thing circled. It felt like 3 years. I finally got one later on, but dude, I wanted that, and then I got it, and I was like, "Oh, this is not as fun as it looks on commercials."
Remember the Crossfire game?
Oh, Crossfire!
You get caught up in
Crossfire! They had Scott Stapp doing that commercial.
Dude,
audio,
I didn't get it, but my neighbor got it. I remember Christmas.
Yeah. Crossfire was
my
fire.
neighbor
Literally.
come running over and say, "Hey, Crossfire!" Yeah,
dude. That game and Hungry Hippos would get aggressive.
Oh yeah,
fast.
there would be fights breaking
because it was basically button mashing before video games.
Yeah,
so it was just everybody going.
Dude, it's craziness.
Crossfire. That's amazing.
Yeah. Commercials back in the days as kids were fabulous too. Kids nowadays don't get commercials.
Yep.
But especially on these stuff on the phones, and it's just for Pfizer vaccines.
Yeah.
Like, that's not fun.
Saturday morning cartoons and those commercials back in the day.
Yeah.
Dude, one night I've done so many podcast episodes the last year. I don't remember what I said where. Me and Mel spent an hour one night on YouTube watching vintage 90s.
I've done that many times. Yeah, I've done that many times.
We didn't even know there was a thing.
Yeah.
So it was like an accident. We saw it, and I was like, what is it? It was like 97 was the year. Dude, it was so funny watching all those commercials.
Just greatness. There's
Especially
TikTok channels related to it too. I think the 90s TikTok channels. It's just greatness.
Hell yeah, man. Well, ho, 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 motherfuckers.
Yeah, we're here to talk about some Christmas movies.
We got a lot of them. There's a laundry list, so we'll probably just ping pong these sons of bitches.
And there's most of these there's some that we've already mentioned before and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll just throw something. You want to start off with one of your favorite Christmas movies, Chance?
Well, since I'm representing,
that's what I was going to say.
It, dude. Shout out to the Grinch.
Yep. The original Grinch.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Not as big a fan of the Jim Carrey version as I am this one.
The original.
I'm with you.
It's just the classicness of it. It's what we grew up on. It's easy to get there. It's a short.
It's like 25
I wish it was longer.
Yeah, I do too.
Yep.
The music's fabulous. What is it? Boris Karloff, ain't he?
The voice.
Yeah. The Frankenstein,
I believe.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Sounds right.
We've been wrong. We've been wrong many times before.
We were. So shout out to episode 39. We were wrong so many times in episode 39 about wrestling. All four of us. So shout out to that.
Way off. Yep. It sounded good.
Yeah. I knew it started with an S though.
But I'm a big fan of the Grinch too.
Yeah,
for sure.
This is Christmas Eve, right before bedtime. Watch it, go to sleep, wake up, Santa Claus is there.
That's awesome. That's even better. It's when the Christmas Eve watch.
Yep.
And everything.
I haven't even watched. So I've watched that one so many times. I love that one. That's we have to see it once a year probably. Yeah. But then the Jim Carrey one I've watched a couple of times. I like it okay, but that other one I haven't watched the
new one.
I haven't watched it, so I don't know.
It's all right.
It's fine.
Yeah,
kids
it's fine.
like new the new generation kids.
Mm-hmm. It's like the
Now the Jim Carrey one, we watched the Jim Carrey one quite a bit in the house too. P and Melissa are big fans of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't. I think he's too goofy in that one.
He is very goofy,
but it's Jim Carrey.
It's Jim Carrey.
Yep.
Jim Carrey just put his little flair on it. It's fun, but I'm with you though. I like the original 100% more than any of the other two.
I relate to the Grinch. That's why I like it too.
I like to party. So I like.
Well, here we'll just go in line. I'll throw out one. I've said it before. Polar Express is probably number one on our list.
Yep.
It's the first Christmas movie we watch every season. We watch it putting up the tree. Melissa had Spring Hill Christmas Parade last night, and she built a legit train for the for the float and everything. So, yeah, Polar Express is just catches everything about Christmas right to me. Just the magic, the belief, just even though Santa Claus is not real, just the belief of it. It just catches everything.
Once you stop believing, it's never the same.
I'm always believe, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
I hear the bell.
Yep.
I hear the bell.
Yep.
Oh, at all times. I hear it.
I was late to that movie.
Really?
Serious?
Yep.
He's got that Point of Doom coming out.
It's
but it's a classic. I mean, it's so good.
It's believing in the spirit of Christmas.
That's what I was trying to say. That's what I was trying to come
Which a lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
And I'm
and
right
the
there with
music's
you.
I like the darkness.
I think it's the coziest Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Because like as much as I love it, it could easily put me to sleep, but like in a good way.
Yeah. Turn off all the lights, just turn on the
yeah.
Christmas tree and watch the Polar
It's a very
Express.
cozy. Like how like quiet it is at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Before the train comes and everything when he's sleeping. Like
it's just
it
catches
perfect.
everything right.
Yep. What about you, Bubba?
I mean, mine's a no-brainer.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Christmas Vacation.
We'll get the no-brainers out the way first.
Yeah.
There's not a lot to say. We've already spoken about it briefly, but
It's watched countless times.
To me, it's the greatest Christmas movie ever. Still, I say it's probably top 3 funniest movies to me ever.
And it's the little things in that movie that are the funniest to me.
Most quotable.
Oh yeah, between that and Dumb and Dumber, we probably
I think
probably
that,
our most movies.
I think that Dumb and Dumber we probably quote a little bit more, but we quote Christmas Vacation. Really nice, Clark.
Really nice.
Regular vocabulary.
That might be the number one.
You serious, Clark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shitter's full.
Bend over and I'll show you.
Bend over and I'll show you.
That's like my go-to. I say it all the time.
For sure. But yeah, I mean,
You're going to jail.
Yeah, I mean that to me is the most slept on joke in the movie.
Yeah.
Nobody ever talks about that, but that to me is the funniest thing about the movie. Because Cousin Eddie's so in his own ego-driven mind that he thought there's no way possible he's getting locked up for kidnapping a human being.
So he just makes a fart sound.
You're fucking... He thinks you're an idiot for that. So that's my favorite part.
I've said it before. My favorite part is when he's hanging the Christmas lights and he's reaching. It kills me every time because it's so real.
Yeah, Chevy Chase, man. But 80s Chevy Chase. That was the very end. That was 89, I think.
Yeah,
that was. Chevy Chase had so many dope movies back in the 80s, and then the 90s hit, and then it's just like I don't know.
The lights aren't twinkling, Clark.
Yeah, they're just not twinkling. I know, Clark. Thanks for noticing. But yeah, Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, that's no brainer.
Yep.
Well, mine's obviously Home Alone.
Yeah, for sure.
Home Alone 2.
Both of those together.
And it's like for me, it could be 1A, 1B, and 1C. Win all 3 of those.
Yeah. Watched them multiple times. It's just the sound, the John Williams music.
Oh, his Carol of the Bells.
Harry and Marv, 2 best comedic villains of all time. Yeah, shout out to the shirt.
Yeah.
Snakes. I don't know no snakes.
Yeah, sounded like a snake.
You're afraid of the dark too, Marv. You know.
But yeah, you can't go wrong. We've probably watched Home Alone more this year than any. I mean, we watch it quite a bit, but it's been on heavy rotation.
And it's great now too because my kids are really into it. Like my son, it's his favorite movies. He's 7, so like we watch the movie and then he goes upstairs and he wants to make booby traps.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And like we have a plug-in fan. So he put the fan, like he's making all this stuff, like none of it is anything. It's just like pieces of paper.
It's imagination.
Just junk on the floor. Yeah. But he's like, I'm going to do my booby traps. I'll be back.
How
data, dude?
Yeah.
How does CPS not step in that situation? I mean,
yeah.
I feel like Kevin was more mature than his parents were.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
dude,
like he defended his
there's
whole
so many
house.
holes in Home Alone 1 and 2, and I love it.
That's the thing about old school comedies.
Yeah,
Like they could get away with stuff
John
like
Hughes
that.
stuff, especially.
Yeah.
But like some of that thought process, like with, especially the second one, when the exact same thing happens to them, they all oversleep for a second year in a row.
Get your life together, guys.
Yeah, like y'all are the worst family ever. And John Hurd, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Papa McAllister must be Tony Montana's
Oh,
dealer.
yeah.
I mean, we saw him in The Sopranos. That's what his side gig
That's
was.
true.
He's a mob man.
That's true, man. Because all the money he had to make it rain.
They'd just send a whole family over to France.
Yeah, just like it was nothing, dude. But that's what's great about 80s and 90s comedies. You can kind of suspend all that belief. And
Was your girlfriend? Woof.
Yeah. Home Alone is just like part of my DNA.
Yeah.
No, mine
it's
too,
just
for
like
sure.
my go-to.
It's one of my favorite John Williams scores.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's in my top 5 of all movies all time.
Yeah.
The first one, or either, or
I
both.
just put them together.
Yeah.
you
I
really
can't. Yeah,
You can put it. Yeah.
I have the weird daughter that refuses to watch, even though it's exactly like the first one.
yeah,
She does not want to get. I'm like, baby, it's just the first movie just set in New York. Nah.
yeah. Well,
No sales.
the great thing about the second one, because we watched the second one just a couple nights ago for like the 4th time, but the second one and like when it gets to the end, like all the pranks and everything, all the booby traps, it's everything that would kill you. Like 5 bricks to the face,
Yeah.
the explosion of the kerosene and
Marv
the toilet.
electrocutes and
Yeah, the electrocution, like
way more aggressive
the
with
falling down the hole and dropping the thing on them, like everything would have killed them.
Yeah.
The first movie, that wasn't the case.
No, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, they burned
They
their head.
stepped on
or
a
they burned
nail.
their
They
hand.
slipped on micro machines.
Yeah.
Like, it's just random
That's
stuff.
Kevin's
true.
legit.
So the
murdering
second one,
them.
man, is brutal. Like,
Yeah.
They had to step it up.
The second one has Tim Curry too.
Yes.
oh yeah.
His character in the second one is
Yeah.
an X Factor.
You
too.
see that?
and how are we this morning?
Yeah.
And that's he would have been perfect to play a live action Grinch with
Oh,
how
yeah.
his
100%.
smile is
Yeah.
and
If
everything.
everything-
There's
yeah.
a moment when it shows the Grinch and the
Yeah.
Grinch
Yeah.
smiles, and then
And
it
then
cuts to
shows
Tim
him.
Curry.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
for
He would have
sure.
He would have been the perfect person for a real life Grinch before Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I love when he's playing the movie and they're all in the hotel room and Tim Curry's great in that scene. Too.
Oh, he's
The way he acts when he hears the
Yeah.
gangster guys talking to him.
and
Yeah.
of course, and then we have turtle doves on our Christmas tree.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a
2 scoops. Make it 3. I'm not driving. But yeah, Bryson asked the other night. He was like, "Can you take a brick to the pretty much?" He was asking like, "Can you take
Yeah.
a brick to the face?" When we were watching, I was
Yeah.
like, "Dude, that first brick, he
Yeah.
probably would have been dead."
it would have crushed his
from
face.
that height.
Yeah.
They're very resilient.
His skull would have been
bandits.
fractured.
The
Yep.
4th one though, like you can tell, like the very last one, it hits him square in the nose.
Yeah, his face is crushed.
Oh, man, it's so funny.
Yeah.
We've reached the top.
Harry, I've reached the top.
Ugh.
I say that a lot
That
too.
might be my favorite little moment of the movie.
Yeah, it's just little things.
And then the first one, that from the second one for sure, but from the first one for me, he's gonna call the cops from a treehouse. Like that little tucked away line, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Love it.
That line's amazing.
So great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with either one of those.
Yep.
No. Do you want to just power through?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
We'll just throw. There's different versions of the Christmas Carol out there.
Yeah.
So many.
There's so many versions of it. I know Jordan. We're all big fans of the Jim Carrey. Have you ever seen the
Yep.
Jim Carrey version
like
of the
it.
Christmas
That's the only
Carol?
one I've watched, and I've only watched it like once. I'm not super into the Christmas Carol story. Like as far, it's not one I just go and grab and watch.
Yeah.
Or
Let's see.
look for.
My favorite version of the Christmas Carol was growing up and still to this day is the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Okay.
Absolutely love it. It's a must watch. It's usually this week. It'll get watched this week leading up to Christmas.
Yeah.
It's just one I always grew up on. Had the VHS back in the day, and just always stuck with me.
Yeah.
And then of course you got the Mickey's Christmas Carol, which is a classic as well. And then you got
Remember that one?
the George C. Scott. I think
That's
is
the old
I
school.
remember
that's
that.
the
Yeah,
old
that
school
as a
one.
kid.
Yeah.
My mom loves that one.
Yeah.
But
See, the Christmas Carol was big in my house. We used every year, I don't know, for maybe 5-6 years, we went to see the Christmas Carol at T-Pack, and they did like a big production.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
it. And it was amazing, like especially the last ghost, the
Oh,
Ghost
yeah.
of Christmas Future. The
He's
big,
all
like,
big.
scary looking one. They had this big, huge guy on stilts. Like he looked like a scary like monster. So I was hooked.
oh yeah,
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
And now Bryson's getting into it.
Oh, nice.
As well.
Yeah. That's dope.
There's a newer one on Netflix called Scrooge, A Christmas Carol. He's been watching that one.
Yeah.
But the Jim Carrey one's my favorite.
yeah.
Yep.
I like the darkness of that.
I do too. I like the story of it.
Yeah.
And there's good like religious stuff in it too.
Yeah.
On the like the Christian side of Christmas. So
Yeah.
Yep.
shout out to that.
Yeah, I like that.
No,
Yeah.
for sure.
What you got? Elf. Elf is a
It's
classic.
a heavy hitter for
Mm.
most people.
Yeah.
What about for you?
I like it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a instant Christmas classic.
And I slept on it for so long because when it came out, it was in the dead like center of Will Ferrell's like stardom, like that's his right. And I was just like, I don't know if I want to watch this. I want to see him do vulgar shit like Old School or like whatever was going. And it took me several years to finally watch Elf. And when I watched it, I was like, oh, this is a lot funnier than I thought it would be. Yeah. But now I like it. I
it's
watch
not
it
as high on my list as everybody. I mean, I like the movie a lot, but it's not.
It's in my top 10, but it's not like it's not huge.
It's fun. I like my favorite parts when the raccoon are texting.
Yeah, I mean, there's some hilarious.
Oh yeah,
moments
there's
in it.
there's.
It's not raunchy Will Ferrell, but it's still
kicking and
hilarious.
screaming Will Ferrell.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
the same vibe.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And another movie coming off of that, including Will Ferrell, you just watched it for the first time. Daddy's Home 2.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Dude,
Very
I-
slept on.
Very slept on. And I said this before we started recording. It pulls some traits. Is that better? Pulls some traits from Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
it's a
It's
big
not a-
family put together.
Yeah.
It's like dysfunctional.
Yeah, John
And-
Lithgow and Mel Gibson, right?
Yeah,
They go
as a pop.
sledding, they
Yeah,
go
yeah.
shopping, like
The
they
whole
do all
Christmas
this
light
stuff.
stuff.
They're
Yeah.
on vacation, like they go to Airbnb.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and Will Ferrell's facial expressions in that movie.
It's
just,
hilarious.
Did you just call me brother?
Yeah, because that movie was never even promoted as like a big Christmas movie. I remember I just watched it like, oh, Daddy's Home 2, like just think it was gonna be a normal comedy.
Yeah, I still haven't
I
even
was
seen
like-
the first one.
Holy shit, this is like
Really?
a full blown Christmas movie.
Yeah, you're not missing nothing with the
I
first
wasn't
one.
crazy
I didn't
about the
like the
first
first one. It was not.
I like
It was like. It was kind of.
I like them
it's just
both.
because it's Will Ferrell.
Yep.
I see Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. I want something like other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This was not even close to.
because I remember
as-
you weren't huge on Daddy's Home 2.
No, neither one.
Yeah.
I like Daddy's Home 2 better because of the Christmas aspect. I think it's funnier, but the first one, there's really bad CGI in it some of the time.
Yeah.
But it's got a couple of funny parts, though. I see why people like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I finally got around to watching that one because I was really surprised with how fun that one was.
Yeah.
Just a good time.
For sure.
The Holiday, I don't know if I've seen that one. Is that with Jack Black?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's
And,
more of a romantic.
They used to be one of them 788 Ben.
Yeah.
Cameron Diaz
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I've only
what's her
seen
name?
it once.
Yeah, it makes
the
sense.
chick from
Yeah, I haven't seen
Titanic.
that one.
Yeah.
What's her name? Titanic.
Kate Winslet.
Her.
I was going to say Rose.
Yeah.
But Hans Zimmer did the
Definitely
music. It's just one.
I didn't
It's
realize-
on my list.
I
Yeah,
didn't
he
know
did.
Hans Zimmer did the music
He
for that
did.
one.
Fun fact, dude.
But it's just kind of like a rom com kind of movie.
No.
Good music.
Are y'all big fans of It's a Wonderful Life?
No.
I watched it when I was a kid. I
Never-
honestly haven't rewatched it
I've
in
watched
probably 30 years.
Really?
So it's probably worth a rewatch being an adult.
Yep.
But I wasn't crazy about it as a kid.
No.
That's Melissa's number one
Is
Christmas
it?
movie. It's,
I remember it's like just depressing.
it's very depressing. It's about I mean, George Bailey's trying to commit suicide and everything
Yeah.
because he's failed his family and all that stuff on Christmas Eve, and it's got kind of.
I told you it's the most chaotic time of the year.
But that one, that little girl. Every
Sweater.
time a bell rings, an angel gets it.
Yeah, that's the extent of me knowing it. That's from
And
Christmas
I know that
Vacation.
line the most only because of Home Alone.
Yep.
Yeah,
On Christmas Vacation, yeah.
Oh, it's a Christmas
Yeah.
Vacation. That's
When
what I
what's her
meant.
name's asleep.
Yeah,
when
watching
Aunt
it,
Betsy's-
yeah.
yeah.
that's it.
But yeah, that's her. That's the movie she has to watch when she's wrapping presents
Hmm.
and everything. So, I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, it's too depressing for me.
Yeah.
But shout out,
I
I
don't-
mean, I get why it's it's a classic to people.
Let me guess, you like it.
I don't remember it. I watched it when I was younger, but
I
we
wanna
are
watch
going to
it
watch
again.
it this year.
Are you?
Yep.
And see,
We saw
Melissa
it
will
and
only
decided
watch
we were
the
gonna
black
watch
and
it.
white version. She
Yeah,
won't watch the
that
colored
seems like
version.
the proper way to
Yeah.
do it.
Yep.
So
And bouncing off of that one, a new one that just came out. It's on Shudder. It's called "It's a Wonderful Knife."
okay, I haven't watched that
And
one yet.
I'm sure I'm the only one that's watched it. I know you didn't watch it.
No, I
but,
didn't get around to watching it.
It's okay. Like it it doesn't have very good reviews. It just came out like 2 weeks ago, 3
Yeah,
weeks
something
ago.
like
Is
that.
it like was it a?
It's
Looked
a slasher. I
interesting.
think
Slasher.
Oh, it's a Christmas horror
Yeah,
movie.
it's
Yeah.
a Christmas
Oh,
slasher.
my bad. I'm bringing this up in the wrong.
No, that's fine. I just
Yeah,
didn't know
it's
what
good.
I didn't know what y'all were talking
I was
about.
just bouncing off of Wonderful Life.
Yeah,
you're
but
good.
it's
No,
called
you're
It's a
good.
Wonderful
Yeah.
Knife. It's
Oh,
it's on
okay.
Shudder right
Well,
now.
check
Yeah.
out our next video.
Yeah,
Next
next about
week-
that one.
Next
Christmas
week,
horror will be
yeah,
next week.
Christmas horror. So we'll speak on that.
My
too.
bad.
No, you're good. I didn't know it. I didn't know that was a movie. I didn't.
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah.
just got released.
It's
a couple
okay.
days.
You know,
Okay.
if this is all
It's
you
not
watch.
Thanksgiving
Check it out.
anymore. That
Yeah.
was that was in their promo. It's not Thanksgiving anymore because they just came out
It's
with the Thanksgiving one.
Yeah.
Speaking of hot take, real quick before we move on, Thanksgiving's my favorite movie of 2023 so far.
That's strong.
Have y'all seen it yet?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all didn't.
I
know, so
haven't.
I liked it.
It was fine.
Yeah, it's
it
fine.
wasn't as good as I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I want to.
It's definitely going to age well and be
Yeah.
a
Oh yeah.
great
It's
Thanksgiving.
It's definitely it's getting a sequel too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
for
going
sure.
to
They
be.
just signed up for it. They just announced. We'll get it. I'll get into my flaws of it.
Your flaws of it. Okay. No,
One,
we'll
one
save
thing
it.
is, Eli Roth did that movie, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did he use CGI blood in that movie?
I don't know. I mean, it's
He's Eli Roth. He's like Mr. Horror. That was my one flaw with it. That was my biggest flaw with it. But anyways,
Okay.
back into Christmas. Charlie Brown Christmas. Y'all like Charlie Brown?
It's okay.
I was never.
My mom watched
not
it a
really.
lot.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
No.
it's cool. It was never ones that I even watched much as a kid.
Yeah,
I just watched
Charlie
The
Brown.
Grinch.
Was, Charlie Brown was never big around in our household.
My mom
More
would
like
watch
the
it.
Frankenbass, the old school like Rudolph, like the clay animation.
Yeah, like those
stuff.
original ones.
Yeah, those.
Christmas Without Santa Claus, and like all those.
Yeah,
yeah. Like I liked those more than I liked
yeah, then
Charlie Brown.
Yes,
yeah, I watched all the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yep.
Yeah, Frosty the Snowman,
No,
yeah.
I like all those.
yeah. I
They're
think
the
what was they
little short ones.
Frankenbass? I think it's what the people that made
That sounds
those.
like Frankenberries, which sounds I need to give them a whirl again.
But it's all like those old clay animation. Another one that I grew up on, I haven't watched in a while though, is the Chipmunks Christmas. That was one that was always.
I'm
watched
sure
as a
I've
kid.
seen it, but I have no idea.
And then what about Deck the Halls and Christmas with the
Ooh.
Cranks?
Deck the Halls, I like. Okay, what's his name?
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah, Danny DeVito's great in it, but Matthew Broderick.
Oh, yeah, Matthew
Go fuck
Broderick.
yourself. He's in that same.
Oh boy, we gonna get a
Put
Matthew
him.
Broderick.
Yeah.
Not on
I hate him
Christmas.
too, but I love that movie. Though.
Yeah.
Kids
it's
fun.
cool talking about like decorating your house. Like
No,
you're
no,
into
it's
Christmas
funny.
lights.
It's funny. I'm just nitpicking because I can't
Yeah,
stand
you,
him.
you don't like him.
I think the most overrated comedy ever made was Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I can.
And I love John Hughes, but that movie, yeah, I don't want to veer off.
I like.
I like Deck the Halls though.
If I had to choose between Christmas with the Cranks and Deck the Halls, I'd go Christmas with the
Yeah,
Cranks.
because
I love that one
I'm
too.
going to choose Tim Allen every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like
I
Christmas?
like both of these.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're both fun. Gremlins is a classic of all time. I mean, it's one of those that could fit into both like Christmas horror and just
It's easily
a Christmas movie.
It's easily the best Christmas horror movie.
Yeah,
of
and
all
it's rated
time,
PG.
in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that's based off my age.
Yeah.
growing up with it.
Right. Well, Gremlins is just great, dude.
The music,
Great
I
creature
mean,
feature.
just the
I'm
whole
sure it's
setting
cheesy,
of everything.
to people that watch it now. But
So, fun fact: on the way here, when I was before I dropped on with Eob, I told him I was coming down here to shoot Christmas episodes, and he said, "All right, man. Question: Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?"
Hell yes, it
Oh.
is.
And I said, "People say it is. I look at it more as an action movie, but I don't watch it on every
Yeah.
Christmas. But a lot of people say it is a Christmas movie."
I agree with it. What did he say?
He said this, he said pretty much the same thing.
Die Hard 2 is because Die Hard 2 is right there around Christmas as well. And then jumping off that, what about Lethal Weapon?
I mean, that's a whole nother category.
Yeah.
Batman Returns.
Yeah,
you know, like,
exactly. Batman Returns.
It's-
And I never
setting.
watched Lethal Weapons more than once. I watched all of them once, but it's been so long. I need to
the,
rewatch them.
the first one's based. It's all set around the timing of it. Is
Yeah,
Christmas.
Hook is
Yeah,
a Christmas
Hook.
movie
Yeah.
to me.
I love Hook. I love that
So-
movie.
Yeah, it's a good
You've
one.
got. I didn't even know this was a movie. Elf on a Shelf is a movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does have
I didn't know
it.
that.
Right after the Elf on a Shelf came out, they put out a
The
movie.
kids watch it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
It's real short. It's like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of like a Grinch. It just gives like the whole story of the
Chippy.
Elf on a Shelf.
Chippy?
I think so.
Shout
Is that
out
his
Chippy.
name?
I forget
Chippy.
what Ralph was our elf's name.
Ours is Mary and Bob.
Oh yeah, shout out to Bob and Mary.
Ours
Bob
was
and Mary in the morning.
Cool Sniddles.
All right. Cool Sniddles.
Yep. Lily named that one.
Nice.
Shout out Lily. Cool Sniddles.
This one's not one of the best comedies, Christmas comedy movies
I know what you're
that
gonna
has
say.
come out in the past couple years. Is The Night Before.
The Night Before, man.
Oh, it's great.
Have you
yeah.
ever seen The Night Before?
I saw it one time, but I don't remember much about it. I
Oh,
need to
no.
go back and watch
Yeah.
it.
You need to
you
have
have to
a-
go
a
back and
night
watch
and
it.
rewatch
Seth
it.
Rogen.
It's on my voodoo hashtag.
Yep.
Seth Rogen. It's another one. The facial expressions.
I mean, they're just doing drugs the whole time. So if you want a good, raunchy,
yeah.
Yep.
drug-related
Yeah, dude.
comedy,
Or Set Around Christmas.
Set Around Christmas. It's still really Christmassy.
Yeah.
Like the music's good. It's shot really well.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I love that movie. However, there's a movie similar to that I actually like better. I like Office Christmas Party better. I think.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fun.
I love them
cool.
both.
Yeah.
I think for me, I don't know. I like the vibe of that one more.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, I have
But
fun with that one, too.
I love Night Before. It's one of the last good
Yeah, I mean,
comedies
Seth
Rogen did.
James Franco.
When he has
Anthony
that
Mackie.
he
Dope
has-
dick, dude. Dope dick, homie.
dope dig him.
So great.
Yeah, dude. Oh man.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was
when
great.
he's high off his ass and walks into the Catholic church
Oh yeah.
and he's
dude.
wearing a Star of David Christmas sweater on.
JGL in there. Yeah.
Yep.
The baby's like, "Fuck you,
Fuck you, baby.
Yeah.
in your little midget arms. You're not wanted."
I mean, that movie is so
It's so good.
funny. I
It's
mean,
so
I'm just
good.
crying laughing every time I watch it.
I think because I like Office Christmas Party a lot too. I think maybe because Jason Bateman, I always think he's funny.
yeah.
And what's the dude's the main guy in it? He's God,
I can't remember.
I'm gonna look him up. But
Well,
something Miller.
He was in Deadpool.
Yeah.
And stuff too.
Yeah. I'll look
I'm
it
thinking
up.
Ezra Miller, but that's the dude from Flash.
I'll look it up.
Oh no, I can't.
But
think.
just jumping right off another comedy, we watched the other night, Friday After Next.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude.
Another.
I mean,
Eyes cocked like a pistol.
yeah, the best Christmas hood movie.
yes,
for
by
sure.
far.
T.J. Miller. Sorry.
T.J. Miller, yeah. But like we talked about that whole middle section of that movie where they're at the
And they're working in the little strip mall.
Absolutely.
That's the kind of downer of the movie.
Yeah.
Is when they're working in that little strip
Oh,
mall.
the top flight of the world.
Yeah, but
tough like
But the
Security of
beginning-
World, Craig.
but the beginning of that lead up to that, and then the party at the end.
Yeah.
Money Mike.
I want to dance with none of these hoes.
Yeah, dude.
Pee on me.
Money Mike, dude, is such a great character. OG, triple OG.
Yeah, and then you got Pinky coming in into the
Oh,
party.
Pinky.
Dude, and you got John Witherspoon, dude.
Yeah.
He's a psycho in this
Yeah,
one.
he just
Dude.
gets dumber and dumber in each
So,
one.
speaking of John Witherspoon, when we just had Lito on the pod, well, I don't know, a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago, right? And I forgot how that got brought. Oh, because he was talking about a song on his new album called "Put the Gun Down, Craig," and it was a play off of him and Don Tripp's play off of that part of the movie. And I was talking about John Witherspoon, and he was like, "Dude, crazy story, man. I partied with John Witherspoon. He was turned up off of some Grey Goose. They partied at some club one night. Dude.
That is
I was like,
amazing.
what a way! That'd be great.
That's
to party
amazing.
with Mr. Bang Bang himself, dude.
I'm coming, Craig. Put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby.
Dude,
Takes
great.
a
R.I.P.
booty.
Mr. Witherspoon,
Yeah.
man. He's
Yep.
great.
Now, I don't know if you've seen this one, Chance. I introduced this movie to these guys a couple years
Mm-hmm.
ago, and it's an Adam Sandler movie. It's an animated movie. It's 8 Crazy Nights. Have you
Yep.
ever seen it?
Saw that one a couple times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's so slept on. It's one that you never hear anybody
Yeah, I want to
talk
watch
about.
that this coming week. Because
Uh,
I've only watched it that one time.
Yeah, with Whitey in there. That's technical film.
Oh, it's a technical film.
But it's so slept on. Nobody ever talks about that.
No, and it's a dope like animated Christmas movie that's got a little bit of edge to it.
Yeah.
It's not like
And
know,
it's
really
got some
geared
heart
towards
to it.
kids. Yeah, but it's got and Sandler's in it.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
you know, he's doing the
It's old
voices,
school
so.
Sandler too.
Yeah.
So that's one that's I'm always a proponent of.
Yep.
Yeah, I just said
Shout out to
proponent.
proponents.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Holy shit,
I know.
this list is long.
yeah, man.
Jingle
so
All the
many.
Way. That's a huge one for a lot of people.
Yeah.
With Arnold.
That's
Oh,
one of
yeah.
my favorites.
Is it?
And
Mhm.
I'm a big Sinbad fan. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and
That's a
Jordan
fun one.
both. House Guest is one
Turbo
of our.
Man and
That's definitely
Phil,
my
Phil
favorite.
Hartman
Yeah.
in that movie.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy because he was in House Guest as well. Yeah.
There's someone in my house eating my birthday cake. Is that in this one?
I think so.
Is that in Jingle All the Way?
That sounds right.
Or is that
Sounds right.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
because Phil Hartman he thinks that
Put the cookie down.
Yeah, that's
Is
it.
that in
Yeah,
this
that's
one?
it. Yeah.
Okay. I knew it was one of them. I think it was that one. Put the cookie down.
Jamie.
And,
Come on.
Come on, you
Turbo
can do it.
Man, dude.
Another random one, Fred Claus. Vince Vaughn. He's
Yeah.
done a few Christmas
Paul Giamatti.
movies.
Yeah.
Also, Four Christmases.
Oh
I
yeah, I
think,
forgot
you
about
know,
Four
Vince
Vince
Christmas.
Vaughn's
Yeah.
done a
With
couple
Reese
of them.
Witherspoon.
Yeah.
White Christmas was a big one with my family. It's old school, you know.
I've
Yeah.
never seen that.
Never watched
Yeah,
it.
I mean it's old. It's got some great dancing in it, like some good choreography and stuff. Great music. It's just old,
Yeah,
you know.
for sure.
It makes me
Yeah.
think about my grandparents and stuff when I watch it.
Right. Same with Prime Miracle on 34th Street. We all.
Yeah, but I like the remake.
Yeah,
the
the
'90s remake.
Yep.
of Miracle on 34th Street.
Me and Mel watched one, and it was the girl from Matilda.
That's
That's
okay,
the
that
remake.
one was good. Yeah, all kinds of famous,
really
big
good.
people.
It's really, really
that
good.
one was good. We caught the last half of that on.
I showed that to the kids for the first time.
I like it more than the original.
Yeah.
The original's great, but the remake is a whole lot easier.
And she's the same little girl that was in Mrs. Doubtfire too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's her.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There was a bunch of people in that movie.
These next two I put on here. The Nutcracker, like that was something me and my mom watched all the time. Babes in Toyland is really random. Do you remember that with Keanu Reeves?
I remember the cover. I never saw.
You know, they go to this weird Toyland's this weird place. It's really strange. Like it's just a strange kids Christmas movie.
Yeah. That's one I've never seen.
Yeah, I'm not saying go out and hunt it down or anything because it's definitely weird.
Yeah, we mentioned Hook and Batman Return, and one that I watched for the first time this year was Fat Man with Mel Gibson.
That was a solid one, a good action comedy Christmas movie.
Yeah, a totally different take on Santa
Brutal
Claus
too. Yeah, oh yeah.
That's become a common thing now. Is like brutal
Santa Claus,
like Santa Claus.
There's
Violent Night.
Okay,
like
wait, I haven't watched that yet, but I know that.
See, a lot of people consider that a horror movie, and I don't at all.
It's Hopper, the one with Hopper in it, right?
I consider it more of like an action movie. Like I'd put it in like right there with the Fat Man.
Yeah,
it's very, very.
No, yeah, for
very
sure.
similar.
That's the vibe I got from it too. Just from the trailer.
Spirited, was that movie with
Will Ferrell?
Oh yeah,
I couldn't even finish that one, dude.
Yeah, I mean it's
Ryan
like
Reynolds.
Yeah. It was a tale of a Christmas Carol. Is there? Yeah.
Me and Bethany just watched it. The dancing, like the choreography, the way it's shot, like is incredible. But I can understand.
Yeah, for sure. It just wasn't what I thought.
It's kind of
it was
like a
gonna
musical.
be. Yeah.
So
Will Ferrell's been doing kind of weird stuff like that on Netflix here like the last few years. It seems like.
Yeah.
Jack Frost, Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Keaton.
Random. Yeah. You know, it just kind of feels like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah. Kind of like the next one on the list, The Christmas Chronicles with Kurt.
The kids have really gotten into that one.
I never watched.
I think we watched the first one.
Yeah,
I never watched the second one.
Yeah, I
watched
haven't
the
seen
first
the
one.
second
We were just kind of like
we were like, oh, it's like a family movie. Like we didn't know what to expect. Yeah. But the kids, they watched it recently, and they've watched it multiple times now. Like they're all about it.
Well, that's cool.
So Kurt Russell,
Uncle Kurt, dude. I mean,
Santa. Very Harold and Kumar Christmas. I remember liking it. I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, I mean, I love the first two Harold and Kumars, but I've watched the Christmas one maybe once, but I don't remember much about it.
I remember there being a big dance scene with
Doogie
Howser, and all that jazz.
What else is on here? Some of these we already talked about.
Yeah, Christmas Party, Die Hard 1 and 2.
Bad Santa.
Oh, dude.
A lot of. I'm not a big fan of it, but
the first one's way better than the second one.
Yeah. Bad Santa's another one that I've watched, and I think it's funny, but it's never one I felt the need to go back and watch a lot.
Yeah. Because it's a whole lot more raunchy than the other movies on here and everything.
Now, this next one is one of my favorites, bro. Every year, dude, I got to watch Ernest Saves Christmas.
Shout out Ernest.
I've watched it plenty of times. I really want to like it. I don't like it, but I keep it.
Yeah.
There's something about it.
I grew up on Ernest,
It's like
bro.
Motel Hell.
You're not allowed to say that
I don't
in these
like
parts.
it, but I feel like I have to have it on my
better
show.
watch how you say that around in these parts. You're from...
It's a stomping ground. He's
I love Ernest Goes to Camp. Don't get me wrong, but and I know Ernest Scared Stupid's pretty fun, but I struggle with every other Ernest.
To me, there's only 4 of them. They made 8, I think, but I only consider 4 of them that count. And that's Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Saves Christmas, Ernest Goes to Jail, and Ernest Scared Stupid.
Yeah.
When he goes to Africa and Slam Dunk, those don't count.
Yeah.
Ernest Rides Again, Ernest in the Army, no.
Slam Dunk Ernest.
Goes to Africa. It's so ridiculous.
Now, I know these two next are not necessarily Christmas movies, but I know a lot of people watch these movies around this time, and that's the Harry Potter movies and Wizard of Oz. I've never understood the Wizard of Oz one.
Yeah.
We caught the last probably 10, 15 minutes of Wizard of Oz on cable last night.
Yeah, I've never understood why it's played so much during this time of year, but I think some of the Harry Potter movies have some Christmas time elements in there and everything.
Yeah.
But I've never understood the Wizard of Oz one.
Well, that's how I feel about 89 Batman and Batman Returns. Like 89 Batman because of that Christmas when I was 6 years old and I got all that stuff.
Yep.
That movie is connected to Christmas with me. And then of course Batman Returns has a
whole
Christmas setting.
Yeah.
So I can see like if there's certain movies that they might get released around December or there's just I don't
They
know
just
what it
get tied
is.
in.
Harry Potter might be
Yeah.
one of those.
Now here's the big controversy one of the whole list right here: the feelings on A Christmas Story. Who wants to start this one?
I heard someone at this table isn't a big fan of the.
I'm not a fan at all.
I'm not really a big fan either.
I'm that guy.
I just think it's been overplayed. That's what I think. That's my biggest issue on
I
it.
like a couple of parts in it, but I can't even be honest and sit here and tell you as many hundreds of times as I've seen that movie that I've seen it all the way through.
Yeah.
Because it was always one that got played
For the
24 hours, and I would never be able to sit and, like, as a kid or anything.
Yeah.
I would catch, the bully part. I'd catch the part about the opening the leg lamp.
Yeah, and the tongue.
And then him saying fudge. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But, like, that's the only three parts that stick out to me, and, of course, at the end. But
Drink your
I
Ovaltine.
just always thought it was kind of dreadful. Anytime I would sit and like put energy into like trying to watch it, I just couldn't stand it.
yeah, and I watched that new one. That
came out last year on
with,
Netflix.
like, him grown up, and that one was kind of
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah.
But I
go
do,
ahead.
It was
I do
disrespectful.
understand I'm in the minority. Like a lot of people love
Oh
it.
yeah, I there's everybody loves it,
Yeah.
but I don't hate it. I've
You
seen
know,
it too many.
it's just there.
It's there.
I mean,
It's-
I'm not like, oh my god, turn it off if it's on TV.
Yeah,
You know, it's normal for. It
I
to
just
be
think
on
it's
TV.
for of all the Christmas movies to be overplayed, that wouldn't be the one I would pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, I
Yeah.
think it's one of my top 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
Like
Yeah.
to me, I just like the whole aspect of him wanting the gun, the BB gun, and him getting it. After he thinks he's not gonna
Yeah.
get it, and then he ends up getting it, and pretty much thinks he shoots his eye out. But like it's just and then like the just everything that could go wrong
Goes wrong.
yeah, and like with and the Chinese restaurant and stuff like that. It's just
Fa ra 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 ra
yeah,
ra ra.
yeah. And then like the dad, like he seems like your typical dad, and just their whole family
it
and
has,
stuff.
like,
The
kind of that
overprotective
homey
mom,
vibe to it.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
kind of the comfy Christmas family. Like,
but
I get that.
I do think that it would be people would like it a lot more if they didn't
Play
it as
24.
much.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree. I just overwatched on it.
Yep.
I think with me too, part of it was the narrating too.
Yeah.
Because I never was big on Wonder Years,
Really?
and I think that may have been part of the reason. And
You know, it's Daniel Stern that was the voice.
Oh,
on
Wonder
Wonder
Years.
Years.
Yeah. And I don't know if
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a young Daniel Stern.
Yeah.
Marv.
Shout out to Marv, dude.
Wow.
Snakes. I don't know snakes. But you said something very interesting off camera that you may want to share on here about Christmas Story 2.
Well,
If you wanna
I was
share
just
that with
giving
the
y'all a
crowd.
hard time.
Oh,
I didn't
so
like
that was a
that.
false statement.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
I was about to say that can't be.
Yeah,
fake.
yeah.
Also, too,
It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was
Another one
disrespectful.
that I refuse. Me and Skeggs, it was always a running joke when we would go to McKay's because there'd be 60 copies of Cousin Eddie's Christmas
Oh,
Vacation.
yeah, no.
And it was
Would
like
never touch it.
Yeah, well, there's no way. I want to say Skeggs tried to watch it and was like, dude, it's. Have y'all ever even tried to watch it?
No, blasphemy.
Yeah, I can't even do it.
It should be illegal to touch classic movies like that. Like that's how I feel about the Grinch too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they shouldn't just let
I'm,
it
left
just
alone.
leave it.
surprised Gremlins hasn't
Yep.
been.
Yeah.
Tried to be
That and
like,
Christmas Vacation, bro.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So what is 8-bit Christmas?
I haven't
Okay.
seen that one.
I haven't seen it.
Y'all
either.
have to watch that. That's about it's Neil Patrick Harris is in it, and at the beginning he's talking with his daughter, and it's about when the Nintendo system came out,
Yeah.
and it's like it's similar to Christmas Story. Like he's wanting to get the Nintendo system, and all the kids in the neighborhood is like wanting to get it, and there's like this one rich kid in the neighborhood that gets it.
Didn't it come out on Netflix or HBO?
I think
or-
so, yeah.
it's one of
HBO
those.
Max.
It's
I'll
on
I'll have to
something.
look that up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to check that one out.
I
before
didn't
I'm
we
even
surprised
hear
y'all
it.
hadn't seen it.
No, I never
It's
even heard of
good.
that one.
It was been on my list. I just
Yep.
haven't gotten around.
Was it
to
like last year, year before?
I think it was
a
last
couple of
year.
years.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago. Yep, that's a good one.
I remember Before Christmas as being cool. I know we spoke about it for a minute earlier.
It's got some funny moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? John Favreau. He's he's like the UFC fighter.
Yeah,
or what-
and then when the baby throws up, and then it makes Vince Vaughn want to throw up.
Yep.
There's some funny moments in that.
Yeah.
It's got the Eastbound and Down chick in it. That's
Oh,
John
Katie
Favreau's
Mixon.
wife.
Katie Mixon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Katie Mix.
Katie Mixon.
That's actually a really funny movie.
Yeah, I agree.
But,
That's a good one.
you know.
Good call on that one. Edward. Now I haven't watched Edward Scissorhands in forever.
With this one, I was kind of.
Is it more because of the snow setting and everything?
The setting and everything. Yep. Yeah, it's kind of one like that you just watch around Christmas time because of just that.
The music's incredible in that movie.
It was one. It was another Tim Burton movie, man, that I just never cared much about.
I didn't either.
Yeah. Well, Tim Burton was hitting. I mean, the Batman movies, of course, the Wonka movie that he did, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was out there to me. His Alice in Wonderland movies are out there.
Yeah. Well, it just leads right into the last one here.
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Now that's classic.
Yeah.
Because
I like that one.
Bryson
I'm not as big on it as
I
everybody
wasn't
else.
big on it.
Yeah.
But my kids love it.
This is Halloween.
Well, it's one that you can watch through October through December.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just get the full 3 months out of that.
Yeah, you can.
That
watch
is cool
it
that you can that they made the movie that way to where you can be like, oh, it's a Halloween movie and you can watch it again Christmas time. You know,
and it's incredible if you ever see like the behind the scenes stuff of how they shot that movie is absolutely incredible. Because they're just barely when they're making those claymation movies, they're just barely moving them for a cut at a time.
Yeah, I was trying to explain that to Jaylee. We were watching Year Without Santa Claus.
Yep.
And she was like, "How do they do that?" And I was trying to explain it to her, and her brain could not grasp.
She was like,
what
old
I was saying.
people talking. Like, what is this?
Get out of here!
It's like you just move it just a little bit, and you got to like record it, and then you got to like splice it all together, and it speeds up super fast. She's like, "What are you talking about?"
That's how they do South Park too. They did South Park back in the day too, bro.
So crazy.
That was a Tim Burton.
Yeah, that's Tim Burton too.
Mm-hmm.
We forgot about a Tim Burton. That's not Christmas. But we were naming off Tim Burton movies. Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh,
yep.
Yes,
of
of
course.
course.
I was never big on that either.
See, I love just like with Ernest.
I watched the show a little bit.
I loved Pee-wee Herman. I had the doll that you could pull the string and he'd say stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I remember
was a
Pee-wee's
fan of the
Big
show.
Top.
Big Top Pee-wee was
Big Top Pee-wee and Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah, Big Adventure was awesome, but Big Top Pee-wee, it was like one of those sequels. It's like no.
I mean, my cousin was a huge Pee-wee Herman fan. He had like the full on like scooter and everything.
Yeah, dude. And Pee-wee is a lot like Ernest in the sense of you either love him or you just not. It's very hit or miss. But R.I.P. Pee-wee.
Yeah, R.I.P. Pee-wee.
And Medea, I haven't.
I've never seen the Medea.
I've watched one Medea
I've
movie.
seen it, but
it's
it wasn't a Christmas one.
I think it's worth to watch.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay, I'll watch it. I'll put it on the list to
I
watch.
mean, it's not one that I watch all the time, but I watch it.
Just to mix it in the rotation every now and then.
Yep.
It's a good one.
Well,
Well, boom, that's some Christmas
Merry
movies.
Christmas, baby.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Chrysler.
Happy Chrysler. Happy burnt crystals. Yeah, man. Y'all be sure to hit the comment section up. Let us know what y'all thought of what we talked about. Did we leave any off? What are some of y'all's favorite ones? I hope y'all have a great Christmas. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah. 2024 we're gonna just keep on rolling into the new year.
Keep on rolling them out, man. Y'all got one more left this year, and it'll be Christmas horror movies.
Yep.
That us four will be back to talk with you next week. So hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit up the sponsors. You got Trouble Spirits,
Revolution One Media,
and
Nixon Pro Media,
and
Typhoon and Earthquake.
Typhoon, and Earthquake.
And Jimmy Hart coming soon. We have this motherfucker.